Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Vardaman, where we're here for the second game of the three-game series between the East Union high school team against the Vardaman Rams. I'm Don Brooks, along with Mitchell Johnson and Bill Morgan. And so far, the East Union high school team is off to a good start here, Mitchell, and I think you've got the starting lineups for us.
That's right. First batter in the order for the Urchins, Sean Lamontagne. He is the center fielder for East Union this evening. He connected with a single, went on to steal second there. Currently at the dish is number 5, Brian Cooper. He's the first baseman this evening for the Urchins. We'll go over the defense with you for the Rams of Vardaman when we have the opportunity. There's a chopper down to third base. He goes between his legs and into left field. Urchins coming around the base pads here, and it's going to come into the first tally of the evening. Sean Lamontagne scoring here for the Urchins to draw first blood here for East Union. You'll score 1-0 here in the top of the first. Again, this is number 23 at the plate now, Chris Carr. He is the shortstop this evening for the Urchins of East Union. He has a runner aboard in scoring position at second base. You'll score 1-0. East Union out in front here early. On the hill this evening for the Rams, Martin Parker delivers low and away. 1 ball, no strike on the batter. We have some batting averages to go over with you here when we have the opportunity as well. And this is number 23 at the plate for the Urchins. There's a shot between off the glove of the shortstop, Sean Parker, there on into left field. Urchins are tattooing Martin Parker here early. And we have a couple of runners now aboard for East Union, two in scoring position at second and third.
To a good start. And Mitchell, we may have to, Martin Parker on the year has an earned run average of 2.36 with a record of 6 wins and 2 losses, so a very impressive year so far for him. Of course, you saw earlier here on TV7, TV34, the Vardaman Rams defeat the Bruce Trojans in a game. And now they're trying to keep it going here, but East Union off to a very good start. And Mitchell, we might have to call Frank and find out what an urchin is.
Yeah, Frank has the answers to all those unanswerable questions, I tell you. We'll come up with something. If it's not right, he's going to tell you something. This number 1, Ben Burks, at the plate for the Urchins. He is a catcher this evening, coming in with an average of 289 on the year. He has a couple of runners aboard in scoring position at second and third. Parker delivers to the batter. High is not there. I'm not sure what the count is in this particular batter. We've been trying to get our statistics together here. Now, a camera rolling here. We had a late start here this afternoon with a 4:30 opening pitch. Delivers to the plate, and there's a strike on the outside corner. Again, Martin Parker on the hill this evening for the Rams. Go over the total Vardaman defense with you here. Parker on the hill, Bubba Fleming behind the plate, Justin Casey at first, and there's a high fly ball into left field. It's carrying well back to the fence, and it's going to be out of here. That's a 3-run shot there, delivered by number 1, Ben Burks, the catcher, coming in with an average of 289. He just got a hold of that one there, Don, and he kept carrying and got off the left field fence there. I might add, it's 305 in left, 305 in center, and 310 in right. So the right field fence is the farthest fence to hit over, edge of the field here to hit over here at Vardaman.
That's right, Mitchell. Looked like a fastball right out over the plate, and he got a hold to it in the left center field, and there was no doubt about that one. It was out in the trees here at Vardaman Field, and East Union off to a 4-0 start here.
4-0 your score, as Don mentioned. That's going to bring out number 6, Alan Johnson, for the Urchins. Barton delivers high and away. 1 ball, no strike, your count on the batter. Second pitch is high. And this is number 6, Alan Johnson, at the plate, the third baseman, coming on the average of 333 on the year. There's a pitch up and away as well. Parker delivers in there for a strike. Parker on the hill, Fleming behind the plate, Justin Casey at first, Eric Easley at second, Sean Parker at short, Brad Spencer at third. Outfield, Cliff Pitts in left, Chris McGregor in center, and Spencer Hill in right. There's a shot down to the shortstop. Sean Parker gloves it, tries to go over to first with it, and he's saved, not in time. Sean Parker went deep in the hole and tried to throw over to Justin Casey at first base, but he didn't make it in time as the runner Alan Johnson there, after he made the connection, was quickly down the first base pad there, Don, and earned himself a single.
That's right. Johnson showed some good speed right there. It was a tough play there for the shortstop. He went deep in the hole, made a good throw, but just a little bit too late.
Stephen Hazel, number 14, the right fielder this evening for the Urchins, at the plate here. Runner aboard at first base in Alan Johnson. There's a strike call at the plate. No balls, one strike is the count on Stephen Hazel. Hazel coming in batting at .210 clip this season. Right fielder for the Urchins. There's a second shot, and a swing and a miss. Base runner going down to second. Throw is off the mark, not there. So credit base runner Alan Johnson with a stolen second base there. Now the Urchins have yet another runner in scoring position at second base in Alan Johnson. They have a timeout on the field. Again, this is Mitchell Johnson along with Don Brooks and Bill Morgan coming to you from Vardaman, the second game of the three-game set here. This is the 1A state playoffs. Vardaman Rams are hosting East Union Urchins. East Union won the opening game of the three-game set last night by a score of 4-2 at East Union.
So this is a do-or-die game here for Vardaman, trying to keep it alive, and they're going to have to get the bats going in order to do so. Already down.
There's a foul ball down the third base line, out of play.
It's a beautiful day for baseball, good warm weather and no rain in the area. No. And you know, Mitchell, this is an interesting field that Vardaman has here. We talked about that in the past. It looks a lot like an artificial turf field with the grass throughout the infield.
It certainly does. You know, this grass has been pampered and it's really in good shape here at Vardaman. There's the delivery up and away, not there.
Curveball just missed. Hazel with that big open stance, wanting to pitch inside. Runner at second after the steal is Johnson. Hutchinson on deck for East Union. There's a swing and a hot smash to third off the glove of the third baseman. And that's going to be the second error of the inning for the third baseman for the Rams, Spencer. And East Union hitting the ball hard. And that's going to bring up number 10, Matt Hutchinson. Runners at the corners here for the Urchins. He gets a sign from the third base coach.
Number 16.
Number 16, Hutchinson. Right-handed hitter for East Union. Look for a steal right here with runners at the corners. He goes on the first pitcher, pitches high. Fleming's throw is not in time. And that'll be another stolen base for East Union, the third here in the first inning. They have 4 hits and have reached on 2 errors here so far. 8 men have come to the plate. 1-0 the count to Hutchinson. Parker ready. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt. Here's a squeeze. Runner caught up. Third baseman Spencer throws to the plate and Parker tags him out. Runner does advance to third. Hazel. So they'll have a runner at third now for the Urchins, as Parker tries to get out of this jam. 2 down now. Four runs have crossed the plate so far, and now Parker walks away. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. So East Union, Mitchell, trying to pull a squeeze play the way they've been hitting the ball. That's surprising.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a call or not. He might have just got hung up there between third and home. I'm not sure. But in any event, the Urchins are making a statement here, and they're making it early.
That pitch was high from Parker to Hutchinson. Next pitch delivered up high again. Parker's missing high quite a bit now, and it's 3-1 to Hutchinson. Marshall Johnson is on deck for the Urchins in the gold today with blue numbers and white pants. Here's the pitch, swing, and another ground ball foul up along third. And that'll run the count full to Hutchinson. Parker trying to get out of this early inning trouble and hope the Rams can get the bats going here on their home field today. A good crowd out today at Vardaman High School field. Hutchinson coming in, batting .300 on the year, the left fielder. Here's the payoff pitch. His curveball is grounded slowly to third. Spencer Gloves throws across the diamond in time, and that'll retire the side. But a good inning for East Union here in the top of the first. They pick up 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 Ram errors. And after a half inning, it's East Union 4 and Vardaman coming to bat. Bill?
And our sponsors for today's game, I'll take you through the sponsors real quick here. Calhoun City Telephone Company on the square in Calhoun City, Southern Agri-Tire in Vardaman and Calhoun City. Also, Ely Housing Center located across from Griffin Motor Company in Houston. Bruce Telephone Company located on the square in Bruce. Step Saver Pharmacy located in Bruce. Andy Stepp and his staff in a new facility there. Dr. Bruce Longest at the Family Medical Clinic on the square in Bruce. And Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, a key industry and a key community here in Calhoun City. Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, proud to bring you the Vardaman Rams here today. Remember to go by and patronize our sponsors. Thank them for their support of the local sports on TV7, TV34. Vardaman Rams in playoff action here today at home. Of course, Calhoun City taking a victory last night over Morville. That second game going on today at Morville. In the best of 3, Calhoun City can wrap it up with a victory today. The Wildcats had some great hitting last night and a fairly good pitching job by Eric Lafayette, who had the nod for pitching duties last night. Vardaman Rams find themselves behind here in the bottom of the first inning of play. They'll be at bat next. We take you back to Mitchell and Don.
Thank you very much, Bill. The Vardaman Rams all set to take their chance on offense here as the East Union Urchins take the field. We'll go over the defense with you for East Union. On the mound, Paul Bryan. Behind the plate, Ben Burks. First base, Brian Cooper. Second base, Chad Harrod. Shortstop, Chris Carr. Third baseman, Alan Johnson. Now for the outfield, left to right. Left field, Matt Hutchinson. Center field, Sean Lamonte. And right field, Stephen Hazel. And due up for the Rams of Vardaman, number 6, Sean Parker. Sean Parker coming in the shortstop, coming in with an average of .228 on the years, had 3 homers to his credit. And according to some of his teammates and the coaching staff here, which consists of Todd Walker for the Rams, he has good speed.
You know, Mitchell, we noticed that back in football season. This guy, a sophomore, coming in and made some mighty good runs at the end of last season.
Again, this is the shortstop, number 6, Sean Parker. On the hill, Paul Bryan for starting things this afternoon for the Urchins. Bryan's first pitch to him is a breaking ball inside and out there. 1 ball, no striker count on Parker. I mentioned earlier coming in with a .228 clip on the campaign. The 1-0 delivery. There's a pop fly into right center field. Right fielder's there to make the grab. That's Stephen Hazel for out number 1. F9 if you keep me score at home. Fly out to the right fielder. Now bring out number 2, Spencer Hill. Hill's the right fielder this year for the Rams. He's coming in with a .358 mark. He's had 4 home runs to his credit this year. And this is number 2, Spencer Hill. Second batter in the lineup this afternoon for the Rams. Bryan's delivery to him, swing and a miss for strike 1. No balls, 1 striker count on the batter. There's 1 away. We're in the bottom of the first. Your score, East Union 4, Vardaman nothing. Breaking ball up and in, not there. 2-0 your count now on Hill. Waits the delivery from Bryan to the plate, and it's low and away. Bryan getting behind the hitter here. 3 balls, no strikes your count on Spencer Hill. Vardaman needs to get something established here. They trail East Union early here in the bottom of the first. There's one slap down the third base line. It's going to be a fair ball. Johnson goes across the diamond over there to Cooper. Loses the baseball. So the runner will be safe. Spencer Hill reaches first base safely. So the Rams have a runner aboard in Spencer Hill. Give him a single. And that should bring out number 44, Justin Casey. Casey is the first baseman this year for the Rams. Casey coming in at a .298 clip this year. He has 4 home runs to his credit as well. Again, this is number 44, Justin Casey. Paul Bryan now with a runner aboard for the Rams to be concerned about over there at first base. Brings it home, and it's a ball inside. Want to know your count on Justin Casey. Bryan's delivery to the plate is low and away. 2-0 now the count on the batter. Again, runner aboard at first base in Spencer Hill. There's a 2-0 delivery, and it's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count on Casey. Paul Bryan on the hill coming in with a 5-2 record, ERA of 4.90. Breaking ball inside's not there. 3-1, I believe the count. If he gets behind the hitter here. Justin Casey looking down to third base there. Coach Walker giving some instructions down there, Don.
Dangerous to get behind Casey. He's got 4 home runs on the year, and he's a big guy, and it's 3-1. He should get a good pitch to hit right here.
The 3-1 delivery. It bounces it up there for ball 4. So Bryan loses Casey via the walk. Rams have 2 runners aboard at first and second. Spencer Hill is second. Justin Casey at first, and they'll bring out number 50, Martin Parker. Parker is a pitcher this afternoon for the Rams. Comes in at a .355 clip. He's had 1 homer to his credit as well. Martin Parker with 2 runners aboard here. 1 man in scoring position at second in Spencer Hill. As the ball pitched way outside, I believe he lost a little control on that one, Don. What do you think?
He's having a little trouble finding the strike zone right here. Parker with a good chance to help himself here with a couple of men on base, but he's got to be patient and wait for a good pitch.
1-0, your count on Martin Parker. Here's the delivery to the plate, and it's low and away. Paul Bryan suddenly having problems finding the strike zone there. We have a timeout on the field. 4-0 your score. We're in the bottom of the first inning of play. The Rams have a couple of runners aboard at first and second. We have a conference at the mound there between catcher Ben Burks and pitcher Paul Bryan. I mentioned earlier, Paul Bryan comes in with a record of 5-2 on the campaign. His ERA of 4.90, and he has pitched 40 innings this year. Parker awaits the 2-0 delivery. And here it is. And there's a chopper down the third baseline foul. 2-1 your count.
You know, Mitchell, that shows a lot of confidence in the pitcher right there to throw a 2-0 curveball and get it over against a good hitter and the cleanup man, Parker.
It certainly does, and that is runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike now on Martin Parker. Parker looking for the RBI opportunity here with a runner in scoring position for the Rams. Bryan checks him at second base. He's going to come to the plate with it, and there's a foul ball back here against the screen. That'll even the count up now. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Coach Walker had the runners in motion that time, trying to do a little hit and run on a 2-1 pitch, and now it's 2-2 to Parker.
There's 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Martin Parker with the 2-2 count, waiting the delivery from Paul Bryan to the plate. There's a breaking ball, inside, not there. It was close. Catcher tried to frame it there, but didn't get the call from the umpire. And that'll run the count full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming here from Paul Bryan. And Bill, the game we covered last night over at Calhoun City, we had a lot of those 3-2 counts all night long.
Really did. A lot of those came up, and several strikes there. And once again, you know, credit Eric Lafayette. He had a pretty good night there if he got settled in a little bit.
The payoff pitch coming here, 3-2 delivery on the way. There's a shot into his grab there. Great diving stab there. Double play ball as the second baseman, Chad Harrod, alertly stuck his glove out there, made the grab, flipped it over to shortstop Chris Carr for the twin killing. So that's 3 away. Your score after 1 full inning of play is East Union 4, Vardaman 0.
Nice catch there by East Union. They continue to lead it as we'll start the top of the second inning of play. We'll take a quick timeout here from sponsors, and we'll be back with more on your local Sports Connection. Stay with us from Vardaman. And welcome back to action here from Vardaman Baseball Field. Back down to more with Don and Mitchell. Mitchell.
First batter up the order this top of the second for the Urchins is number 15, Marshall Johnson, the designated hitter this afternoon for the Urchins. Delivery from Parker to the plate and is low away. Want to know the count on Marshall Johnson. You run down with some of his stats here. Johnson coming in with a 600 clip on the year. There's a swing and a miss. I talked to some of the coaching staff there for East Union. They said he did not have that many times at bat, though, so that 600 average could be very misleading there, Don.
Sounds like a softball average there.
There's a pitch to the plate, swing and a miss for strike two. Johnson awaits the pitch from Parker to the plate, and here it comes, swing and a miss for strike three. Martin Parker registered his first strikeout here this afternoon at the hands of Marshall Johnson. I bring out number 9, Paul Bryan. Excuse me, it's going to be a pinch hitter there for Bryan, number 3, coming in for East Union. Parker's delivery to the plate, breaking ball inside. Couldn't get the call from the home plate umpire there. 1 ball, no striker count. Number 3, that's a chopper foul back here to the screen. Number 3, Sean Lamontague, your batter right here. He is the center fielder this evening for East Union. I'll give you the crunch numbers on him for you here. He's a center fielder coming in with a 500 average as well, so he's probably one of those batters again, Don, I hadn't had that many times at bat.
You're probably right there. First time up, he's single, though, to start off a good inning for East Union.
1 away here in the top of the second. Here's a delivery to the plate, and it's going to go there for a strike. I know it. There's a ball up and away. 2-2 your count here on the batter, Sean Lamontague. His first time up in the first inning of play, he had a single and went on to steal second there and went on all the way around to score. There's a delivery to the plate, and there's a shot into right center field. It's going to drop in there for a base hit. Lamontague rounding first, headed to second base. There's a throw into second. He's going to be standing safely. Sean Lamontague starting things off here after the strikeout there to Marshall Johnson with a double. That'll bring out number 2, Chad Harrod. Harrod reached via the error in the first inning of play. He is the second baseman this evening for the Urchins. He comes in with a .378 batting average for the 95 campaign. There's a runner going down to third, and there's a throw down through third, and he's going to be sliding safely in there. Runner Sean Lamontague stealing third on the catcher, Bubba Fleming for Vardaman. Couldn't get the shot down to third base in time here. So the Urchins have a runner at third base here with 1 away. As Harrod awaits the pitch from Parker to the plate, and here it comes. There's a shot down the shortstop as Sean Parker gloves it, across the diamond with it in time. Play goes 6-3 on the putout for out number 2. And across the plate to score comes Sean Lamontague. 5-0 your score now. To bring out number 5, Brian Cooper. Cooper, the first baseman this year for the Urchins. Coming in with a .382 batting average on the 95 year. Parker's delivery to the plate is up and too high out of the strike zone. 1-0 your count. The Urchins have a runner aboard at first base, and Sean, check that. Brian Cooper at the plate. Bases are clear here for the Urchins. There's a swing and a miss. Don, we're used to looking at the scoreboard somewhere to get the count. It's hard to keep up with it here, trying to come up with all our notes and our statistics and what have you. There's a call strike on the outside corner. That's 2 of them, I know. Two, I believe, the count on the batter. Delivery to him is a soft fly ball hitting the shortstop. Sean Parker makes a grab for out number 3. F6 if we keep his score at home. As the Urchins register yet another run here in the top of the second inning of play. Your score, East Union 5, Vardaman 0. We're going to the bottom of the second here momentarily. Stay with us. You're watching a sports presentation of W07BN and W34BJ TV, your local sports connections.
And we hope you're enjoying the game here tonight. It's a must-win situation for the Rams. They lost last night at East Union 4-2, so they must pull it out here tonight to advance the third and final game of this series in the first round of these playoffs, single-A playoffs here in North Division play. Once again, one of our sponsors, Calhoun City Telephone Company, Brian Yall and all the staff of the telephone company in Calhoun City. Quick Connect service, three-way calling, circle dialing. They have many features at Calhoun City Telephone Company. Go by and see Brian Yall and all the staff. And Leslie and all the ones there, tell them you appreciate their support of Vardaman Baseball on TV7, TV34, the Calhoun City Telephone Company. Always proud to sponsor local sports year after year here on your local Sports Connection. Bill Morgan along with Mitchell Johnson, Don Brooks bringing you the action here today from Vardaman on a beautiful sunny Friday afternoon. Vardaman will be up at bat now. They'll have a shot to tie it up or take the lead here. They trail it here early in the ball game. Mitchell.
We'll start things off here in the bottom of the second inning of play. Number 14, Brad Spencer at the plate for the Rams. He is the third baseman this evening for Vardaman. We'll run some numbers on him for you here. Brad coming in with a .246 batting average on the 95 campaign. No homers to his credit. Vardaman looking to do some catching up here. As Bill mentioned, they trail East Union by a score of 5-0 here in the bottom of the second. Brad's first appearance at the plate this afternoon. This is how things went in the bottom of the first for the Rams. Sean Parker flied out to the right fielder to start things off for Vardaman. Spencer Hill had a single. Justin Casey was issued first base via the walk, and Martin Parker hit into a 4-6 double play. Paul Brown on the hill, Ben Burks behind the plate, Brian Cooper at first, Chad Harrod at second, Chris Carr at short, Alan Johnson at third. We'll go over the outfield with you here momentarily after this pitch, and it's low and away. 1 ball, no strike, the count on Brad Spencer. Left field for the Urchins, Matt Hutchinson, center Sean Lamonte, and right fielder Stephen Hazel. Want to know the count on Spencer, and here's a 1-0 delivery. Breaking ball, not there. Not there. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Now I got a little, a few fans there didn't like that particular call for East Union, Don, but I believe it was the correct call. What do you think?
It was a curveball, but it come across the plate a little high and then it landed in there. But, you know, the umpire's got to go where it comes across, not where it lands.
Strike register there. 2-1 your count now on Brad Spencer. Again, Brad coming in with a .246 batting average. There's the ball low and away. 3-1 the count as pitcher Paul Bryan gets behind the hitter here. 3 balls, 1 strike the count on Spencer. Vardaman looking at this leadoff runner aboard here, try to do some catching up here in the bottom of the second. Here's a 3-1 delivery to Spencer. There's a high fly ball coming back here out of play. That'll run the count full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming up here for Paul Bryan. Again, we're in the bottom of the second. There's nobody out. Spencer, the first batter here in the bottom of the second.
You know, Mitchell, last year we had a pop-up come over the fence similar to that, landed right in our bag where we keep all the equipment. It was unbelievable, and that just brought back some memories right then.
That was getting pretty close. It wasn't quite that close, though. The full count pitch, 3-2, payoff pitch coming here, and there's a breaking ball. It's going to hit down to the third baseman, Alan Johnson. Gloves it, goes across the diamond with it in time for out number 1. Play goes 5-3 on the putout. And that'll bring up number 9, Cliff Pitts. Pitts, the left fielder this afternoon for the Rams. Comes in with a .350 batting average. He's hit 5 homers to his credit this 95 campaign as well. Yeah, number 9, Cliff Pitts at the plate for the Rams. 1 away. 5-0 your score. East Union out on top here in the bottom of the second inning of play. Delivery to the plate. There's one shot right up the middle there in the hole. Number 9, Cliff Pitts reaches on a single up the middle. And that'll bring out number 3, Eric Easley. Easley is the second baseman this afternoon for the Rams, coming in with a .203 batting average this year, no homers. Runner aboard at first base for Vardaman in Cliff Pitts. There's one away. Brian eyes catcher Ben Bergson, brings it to the plate, and there's the one bounced up there for a ball. Pitts had a nice lead there and had thoughts about trying to steal second, and they're going to give it the strike there.
Peel play at first, and the East Union crowd, I think, helped out on that and made the umpire ask for the first base opinion, and he gave it a strike.
0-1 the count. There's a ground ball down the first baseman. It's going to be a foul ball, I believe. And that will be the case. So we'll bring it back and do it all over again here. 0-2, I believe, the count on the batter. Make it 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Eric Easley. Rams have a runner aboard in Cliff Pitts at first base. He slapped one up the middle a moment or two ago for a single. There's a ball way outside. That'll leave the count up at 2-2 now.
Looked like it might have been a half of a pitch out, like they thought Cliff Pitts was going, because the catcher come out of his stance in a hurry there.
There's a throw over to first base, not in time, trying to keep Pitts close over there. Brian going to Cooper over there. And we have a timeout on the field as catcher Ben Burks comes to the mound to discuss things with his hurler, Paul Bryan.
You know, Mitchell, they may be a little confused on the signs. Right after he threw that pitch way outside, and he threw to first, and the catcher went out there immediately and talked to his pitcher, Brian. So that may be what the confusion is over the signs with the catcher.
You're probably right to have a little miscommunication as far as signals are concerned. We're back to action here.
Hey there.
There's a delivery to the plate. Check swing, foul ball. Umpire rules it evidently tapped the bat there. Number 3, Eric Easley, went back to the screen for a foul. I believe the count is 2-2. Again, there's one away. Here we're in the bottom of the second inning of play. East Union leads by a score of 5-0 over Vardaman. Do or die situation, second game of the 3-game set. East Union took it last night at East Union by a score of 4-2. There's your delivery to the plate, swing and a miss for strike 3. Eric Easley goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Now bring up number 29, Bubba Fleming, the catcher this afternoon for Vardaman. Bubba coming in with, he's a catcher and he's no homers to his credit. And I believe his batting average was unavailable before the game started this afternoon. Brian brings it to the plate, breaking ball, inside, not there. 1 ball, no strikes, account on Bubba Fleming. In the Rams with a runner aboard, Cliff Pitts, number 9 for Vardaman. There's a swing and a miss. Up and in, but Bubba chased a high fastball inside there, leaving the count up now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, there are 2 away.
Fleming went after a pitch over his head there, helped the pitcher out. Brian has had some trouble finding the strike zone, and Vardaman's got to be more patient.
The 1-1 delivery is a call strike there in the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes your count on Fleming. As pitcher Paul Bryan gets ahead of the batter here. 1-2 your count. One-two delivery is a pitch out there. They thought that Cliff Pitts might have had ideas of going down to second base, but it was not to be. So the count will be even up now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the second. Brian's 2-2 delivery is not there. I run it full at 3-2. Payoff pitch coming here.
You know, Mitchell, I have to disagree with that decision to throw a pitch out when you got a pitcher who's struggling somewhat finding the strike zone. You're up 5-0. If Pitts wants to run, let him go. The 3-2 delivery.
Cross there for strike 3. Cliff Pitts was on the run there. Nothing to lose by going down to second, but it was to no avail as Bubba Fleming gets called out on a called third strike across the plate. And that'll do it now for 2 full innings of play. East Union 5, Vardaman 0. As we go to the top of the third here momentarily, stay with us. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN and W34BJ TV, your local sports connection. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to TV7, TV34, your local sports connection. Bill Morgan along with Mitchell Johnson and Don Brooks here today, this afternoon. Vardaman trailing this one to East Union. And this is the second of the best of 3. East Union leads it by 1 game. Vardaman in a must-win situation right here this afternoon at home. And somewhat slow start here as they trail this one 5-0 to East Union. Mitchell.
Don Brooks for your play-by-play on this inning.
Thank you, Mitchell. And we'll go to the top of the third inning. Leading it off for East Union will be the cleanup man, Chris Carr, the shortstop. Carr was retired his first time up. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Came in batting .308. Takes that pitch for a strike, and that evens the count 1-1. Martin Parker with a tough first inning, but he's settled down somewhat after allowing 4 hits, including a 3-run homer in that first inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul off to the right. 1-2 the count to Carr. Ben Burks and Alan Johnson will follow here in the top of the third for East Union. Going to take some runs for Vardaman to get back in it here today, Mitchell.
Yeah, they need to get it cranked up there when they get their time at bat here in the bottom of the third. They trail, as you mentioned, 5-0. They don't seem to be able to get runners across the plate.
Parker delivers. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yesterday, being the first game of the series, both teams pitched their number 1 pitchers, so we had a low-scoring game at 4-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Parker gets his second strikeout of the night. 1 down here in the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Ben Burks. Burks homered his first time up. 3 RBIs. Vardaman coming in with a record of 15-9 on the season. Another good year for Coach Todd Walker's team. There's a strike over the outside corner. Parker's found the rhythm now. You see a lot of pitchers struggle in that first inning. Trying, maybe not warming up properly or whatever. That pitch was curveball and hung high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Vardaman outfield playing him straight away. And deep for the East Union catcher. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball to third. Good play by the third baseman, knocking it down, but no play. That'll be ruled a hit. That's a good effort there by Spencer. Infield single for Burks. That's the 6th hit of the night for East Union, and that'll bring up Alan Johnson. Johnson, the third baseman. And we'll see if East Union elects to try to run here with a 5-0 lead. He does, and swing and a miss, throw down to second, and not in time. Easy stolen base for East Union. That is their 4th of the night, if I'm not mistaken, unofficially. 4 stolen bases for East Union already, and we're just in the 3rd inning. Of course, you saw last night a running team, Coach Mike Ray's Wildcats, do a lot of base stealing as well. Swinging a slow roller foul up along third. 1 down with a runner at second. Of course, assuming talking about the Calhoun City Wildcats, Mitchell, if they should lose at Morville today, they will play again tomorrow in the final game at Calhoun City.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be the rubber game of the 3-game set, but Coach Mike Ray and company are not thinking along those lines. They want to go over there and win that one and finish it today.
That's exactly right. There's a pickoff move a second, not in time. Runner gets back. That's what you have to do, is keep those runners close when they're doing a lot of base stealing, as East Union has so far here tonight.
Well, you know, they've got leeway to do that with a big lead. You know, they can chance a stolen base attempt now and then. And again, they're stealing all the time now, but they have really nothing to lose by stealing these bases attempts.
That's exactly right. There's a breaking pitch outside. Parker trying to get Johnson to chase it. Stephen Hazel is on deck for the East Union Urchins. Runner leads off second. Second baseman holding him close. Now the shortstop bird dogging him. Throw down the second's not in time. Johnson came in batting .333, holding down the hot corner for East Union. There's a swing, a long fly ball down the left field line is going to curve foul. And Mitchell, I can remember playing Little League on this field many years ago when there was no fence. You could hit one out to a line drive and it would roll all the way to the house out there in left field.
Yeah, I remember that happening several times. Hit out to the Hamilton's carport out there in left field and left field line, and people running and running and running, maybe only make it to second or third. But they've eliminated that with the adding of the field, the fence out here.
There's a swing and a grounder to Spencer. He backs up on it off of his leg. They might have a play at third though, not in time. And the runner is safe, and that's going to be ruled an error on that play. Spencer kind of got caught in between traps, bounces, and he was backed up on it. And that is the third error of the night against Spencer, so a tough night down at third. And runners are at the corners now with one down for Stephen Hazel. Hazel, the right fielder, batting .210 on the year. And we'll see if they try to squeeze again. You can bet the runner at first will probably be stealing, Mitchell.
I don't think there's any question about that. Runners at the corners here for East Union. You know, they could do some damage here quickly. Let's see how many outs we got here. We got only one out.
One out. And the coach goes over the signs for Hazel. Matt Hutchinson is on deck. Open stance here. A lot like Jose Canseco stance here. And they're going to balk. And Coach Walker coming out to argue. Apparently Coach Walker thought that Parker had stepped off the rubber, I believe, before he threw to first. But the umpire called a balk. And you can see Coach Walker arguing that he did step off with his right foot before he threw to first, or faked to first. But nevertheless, that's not going to change the umpire's decision. It 6-0 East Union via the balk. And down to second goes Alan Johnson. Still just one out and another man in scoring position for East Union. So an RBI opportunity now for Stephen Hazel, who reached on an error his first time up. And the pitch is a strike over the outside corner. Sign comes to the belt. Checks the runner at second, delivers. That just missed outside with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike to Stephen Hazel. Batting .210 on the year, as we said earlier. Here's the pitch. That one is a little high, 3-1 now. First base is open, but down 6-0. You don't want to put a man on here. Parker looks in. 3-1 pitch. That's a good curve over for a strike, and it's 3-2. Full count now to Hazel. Here's the payoff pitch to Hazel. Just missed. Ball 4. Hazel didn't even know he had a walk that time. And he'll trot down to first base on the base on balls, and Parker laboring just a little bit here, and Coach Walker going to go to the mound. And Mitchell, he may be going to make a change here. Looks like he's going to.
Yeah, I believe you're right. They're going to bring in, let's see, they got everybody coming in. I'm not sure who's going to bring in. Nobody's been warming up, I don't think, in the bullpen. They could have been. We got a bad view of it from up here down the left field line there. He is having a discussion with his infield there, trying to get things straightened out. He's got Matt Hutchinson coming up to the plate as left fielder, and he's coming in with a 300 clip on the campaign, so he can put the ball in play as well. We've got to see what the result of this conference is going to end up at.
That is the first walk of the night for Martin Parker. He's had pretty good control. He has had 3 errors behind him, which has hurt. Now Hutchinson an opportunity to put some more runs on the board. It's already 6-0 East Union. We're just in the top of the third. Vardaman hitting some tough luck back in the bottom of the first when they had runners at first and second. And that was an interesting play. The third baseman charging, and they throw to second. Trying to get the runner at second, I guess, Mitchell, to head to third and not pay attention to the pitcher.
Yeah, they were trying to keep his get him miscommunication going there. Didn't pay off for him, but hey, it was worth a try anyway.
There's a pitch outside for a ball. You know, that's plays like that you see a lot in high school baseball, Little League. But I was fortunate enough to see the old hidden ball trick at a college game this year where Ole Miss picked the guy off second. Shortstop had the ball, and the catcher went back to the mound.
That's unusual to see that play at the upper level there in the college level. But who were they playing?
In Georgia. Yeah. Here's the pitch, swinging a slow roller to the third. Spencer could tag him. Instead, he goes to third. A good job by the runner to avoid the double play. And Spencer steps on the bag unassisted for the second out of the inning. And so Johnson is retired, and Hazel moves to second. Hutchinson is at first. And here is the number 9 hitter, Marshall Johnson. He struck out swinging his first time up. 2 down now. Parker trying to work out of a third inning jam. There's a curveball, gets by the catcher Fleming, and the runners will move up into scoring position, second and third. Oh, and 1 to count. Parker has given up 6 hits and walked 1 so far through 2 2/3. And he wants to get this man because he does not want to face Sean Lamonagu, who is 2 for 2 on the night with a single and a double, and the leading hitter on East Union's team, with the exception of Marshall Johnson, but who hasn't had many at-bats, as we said earlier.
That's right. He's a designated hitter. He's coming in at a 600 clip, but as we mentioned earlier, he hasn't had that many appearances at the plate.
Parker ready, wind up, the pitch, swing and a miss, and he struck him out, and that'll retire the side. 1 run, though, for the Urchins on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 walk. They leave 2. We played 2.5 here from Vardaman, and it's been all East Union so far, 6-0, Urchins over the Rams. Bill?
And the Vardaman Rams able to get out of a situation there, and now they'll be at bat. And once again, we're glad you joined us for Vardaman High School playoff action here once again in the 95 campaign. Remember our sponsors and go out and patronize them. Southern Agri Tire in Vardaman and Southern Agri Tire 2 in Calhoun City. Billy Paul Spencer staff, they have 80,000-mile warranty on Cooper tires. And we're driving on some of those tires now. They're very, very nice. You need to go by and see Billy Paul and let him show you around. They have tires for farm equipment. They'll replace it right there for you on the spot at Southern Agri Tire. Mr. Billy Paul Spencer staff, Southern Agri Tire in Vardaman, and Southern Agri Tire 2. His daughter, of course, Candy, operating that operation there in Calhoun City. Southern Agri Tire, Vardaman and Calhoun City, proud to be a sponsor of today's Vardaman playoff baseball action. And it is a warm afternoon here in Vardaman. Great baseball weather for high school athletics here at the Vardaman field. We're having a good time up here, and we hope you're enjoying the ball game. Don?
No, Bill, you're speaking of this warm weather. This is baseball weather. The weather we've had earlier in the season is football weather. That cold. Good to see a beautiful day for baseball here today for a change. Last year we were here at Vardaman doing a playoff game. It was very similar to this. And we go to the bottom of the third. Chris McGregor, the center fielder, will lead it off for the Rams, to be followed by Sean Parker and Spencer Hill. Vardaman has 2 hits on the day so far against Paul Bryan. Neither one of these pitchers hard throwers today, but they do have excellent curveballs.
Bryan coming in with a record of 5-2. He's at an ERA of 4.90, so he can be touched, and he's pitched 40 innings this season.
And Vardaman needs to get to him here in the bottom of the third, down 6-0. They are capable of exploding for some big runs, as we've seen earlier this year. At double-digit numbers against Bruce in a game we did earlier on TV7, TV34, as a pitch in the dirt, ball 1 to McGregor. You know, if you coach Todd Walker right here, you have to just about tell you guys to go up there and take a pitch, the way he has struggled throwing some strikes.
That's exactly right. You know, they've got to get something unscrambled here. They're searching here, and they don't want to take a loss here. They lost 4-2 last night, which is a much closer contest than what we're seeing in early going here.
2-0 pitch, ball 3, 3-0 now to McGregor. He'll have the red light here more than likely. They play him straight away. You do not want to walk the number 9 hitter if you're Bryan right here. 3-0 pitch is ball 4. He's aboard. Leadoff man's aboard for the Rams, so that's exactly what they needed. And that'll bring up the top of the order, and Sean Parker, who flied to right his first time up. Parker came in batting .228, 3 home runs on the year. Tough man to double up. He has good speed at the top of the lineup. Throw to first, and they picked him off. So McGregor hung out to dry. That'll go down as caught stealing. 1 down in the inning. And that can't make the coach happy when you're down 6 runs and you get picked off first, Mitchell.
Man, that's the way things have been going so far here in early going for the Rams. Nothing seems to be going their way here so far. They've got to unscramble something quickly here. We don't play with 7 here at the high school level, so you don't have that many opportunities.
So Bryan ready to go now against Sean Parker. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Spencer Hill will follow. Vardaman in the blue here today with gray pants. 1-0 pitch, curveball, grounded to the right side. Second baseman gloves, throws, and in time, 2 down. Score that one 4-3. And that'll bring up Spencer Hill, the right fielder. He singled his first time up. Infield hit. And the base is empty with 2 down now for the Rams. Bryan has done an excellent job here today of throwing strikes when he's had to. Has 2 strikeouts on the night. Walt McGregor to start the inning, but then he picked him off. There's a long drive off the light tower.
Right in the light.
Strike 1 to Spencer Hill. And they throw that ball back out there, so.
It's like it used to be at Mississippi State. They had to throw the foul balls back into the park whenever they caught one, but they've changed all that up now. I think a bank or something is furnishing the ball so they can keep the foul balls now.
Unless you're at Wrigley Field, then you have to throw them. You're tempted to throw them back with the fans hollering.
Or unless you get booed, one of the two.
There it was a ball, so the count is 1-1 now to Spencer Hill. Justin Casey is on deck if Hill can keep the inning alive. There's a long fly ball to left field. It's going to be back at the track, and it's out of here. Home run, Spencer Hill, and the Rams are on the board. Hill picks up his 5th of the year. That ties him with Cliff Pitts for the team lead. 5 home runs apiece. And he got all of that one, Mitchell.
No doubt. He nailed that one in the left field. You know, it's a shame there weren't some runners aboard there to make it other than the one solo shot. You know, he had a runner on a moment or two ago, got picked off. If they could have got 2 or 3 runs out of that, they might have been right back in this ball game.
And that'll bring up Justin Casey. Casey's hit 4 on the year himself. He walked his first time up and was stranded. Here's the pitch. Curveball is right down the middle, strike 1 to Casey. Here's the pitch, curveball, swinging a miss over the inside corner. It's 0-2 now to Justin Casey. You can guess he'll probably come back with another curve here, heading to count 0-2. Try to get Casey to chase one, possibly low and away. Martin Parker is on deck. Brian gets the sign. They're going to pitch him inside. 0-2 delivery. Just missed inside, another curve. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Interesting decision to go with a curve inside on 0-2 pitch. Now they're going to go outside. 1-2 delivery. He struck him out with the breaking pitch. And that was a good pitch there by Paul Bryan. And he caught Casey looking for the 3rd out of the inning. That is his 3rd strikeout on the day. We've completed 3 here from Vardaman. And after 3, it's East Union 6, the Vardaman Rams 1. Let's cut you to a station break, and we'll be back with the 4th inning right after this on TV7, TV 34, your local sports connection.
And welcome back to TV7, TV 34. Back downstairs now with Don and Mitchell. Mitchell.
And we begin the top of the 4th inning of play here. Sean Lamonte, the center fielder for the Urchins, at the plate. First pitch to him is high for a ball. Lamonte had a single in the first, and he doubled in the second. He's 2 for 2. He's been perfect with 2 appearances at the plate. This is his 3rd appearance. There's a chopper down the 3rd baseline, foul. So that'll even up the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rams have a lot of catching up to do here. They trail East Union by a score of 6-1 here. Martin Parker still working the hill this afternoon for the Rams. Parker's 1-1 delivery is across there for a strike. 1-2 now the count on Lamonte. Lamonte coming in batting in .500. He's been very good at the dish this year, and there's a shot that's going to be foul down the left field line. That was a close one. He's still running the base. But I don't know if he knows the umpires called it foul or not there, Don, but he's going to come back from a long ways over second base.
You know, when we saw that 500 average, we wondered if he had a lot of at-bats, but I think that's legitimate. He's a single and a double, and he's really hit the ball hard every time up.
He certainly has. 1-2 will be your count, I believe, on the batter. Looking to go 3 for 3. Is 2 for 2 so far here. Again, we are on the top of the 4th. East Union leads by a score of 6-1. There's a high fly ball. It's going to be out of play back behind the screen. Catcher Bubba Fleming gave chase here against the screen. It was out of play. Count will stand at 1-2, I believe, on the batter. Sean Lamonte, the center fielder. Nobody on the base pads. Top of the order here for the Urchins. There's a delivery to the plate. Shot right back up the middle for a base hit. Hit just to the right of pitcher Martin Parker on into center field. Give Lamonte the single into center. That'll bring out number 2, Chad Harrod. Harrod is the second baseman this year for the Urchins. He is coming in with a .378 batting average on the year. He reached an error in the first, and he hit into his 6-3 putout in the second. His 3rd appearance at the plate. Runner aboard at first base here in Lamonte. Delivery to him. It's a strike. There goes the runner down to second. The throw is not in time. Sean Lamonte easily steals second base there for the Urchins. The count will be 0-1 on the batter, Chad Harrod.
I tell you, Mitchell, these Urchins have been very aggressive out here. A lot of speed, a lot of base stealing, and they just bat happy here so far in the ball game and just have out-hit Vardaman big time up to this point.
Parker backs off a rubber there, gains his composure. Checks the runner at second, Lamonte. Urchins have a runner in scoring position there. There's a delivery, and there's a one chop down the first base line. It's going to be gloved by the first baseman. Pitch over is in time. That play goes 3-1 on the putout, with the first baseman Justin Casey pitching over to Martin Parker covering first. The runner advances on to third base, and Chad Harrod. There's one away, and I'll bring out number 5, Brian Cooper. Cooper is the first baseman this year for the Urchins, coming in with a .382 batting average on the campaign. There's one away. Barton Parker's delivery to the plate is outside. 1-0 now the count on the batter.
You know, Mitchell, I don't think Harrod meant to do that, but he did a good job of advancing the runner there, just putting it in play to the right side of the infield.
1-0 delivery is not there. A little low. 2-0 the count now. Again, the Urchins have a runner in scoring position at third in Lamonte. There's a strike across the inside corner of the plate. Galante flied out to the shortstop in the second inning of play. He had a single in the first. He's 1 for 2 so far. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 your count. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the batter. Brian Cooper. Parker checks a runner at third. He's going to come to the plate with it. And there's a high fly ball. Fouled out of play back behind the screen. Count will remain at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, there's 1 away. Runner in third for the Urchins in Sean Lamonte, the leadoff hitter in this particular inning for the Urchins. He reached on a single and since has moved to third. Chad Harrod hit into a 3-1 putout. This is the third batter of the inning for the Urchins. There's a slow hanging ball going to be hit in the air into right center field. Outfielder's coming on and drops the ball. Spencer Hill can come up with the grab for the Rams. And yet another run scores for Vardaman as number 3 Sean Lamonte crosses the plate. It's a 7-1 ball game. And Brian Cooper ends up at second base here for East Union. Error on the right fielder, Spencer Hill for the Rams. They'll bring out Chris Carr, number 23. He is a shortstop this afternoon for East Union. Chris Carr coming in with a .308 batting average on the 95 campaign. There's a pitch hit down to third baseman Brad Spencer. He's going to go across the diamond with it. Bounces one over there to Justin Casey. Casey cannot come up with the grab. Runners are going around the base pads here. Yet another run comes in for East Union as number 5 Brian Cooper crosses the plate. It makes it an 8-1 ball game here. Urchins out in front. Chris Carr ends up at second base by the throwing error there.
And Mitchell, you cannot blame Parker here. He's getting them to hit the ball where they should. He should be out of the inning, but the Vardaman defense has struggled here today.
Ben Burks at the dish for the Urchins. Calls for time there. The throw down to second is not there as Parker's trying to keep a base runner close over there. Throw over to Eric Easley. Ben Burks, the catcher this afternoon for the Urchins, comes in with a batting average of .289 on the 95 campaign. He had a single in the third. And there's one put into play to Parker. Quickly throws over to first for 1. And a runner advances on to third base for the Urchins. Play goes 1-3 on the putout. 4 out number 2. That'll bring out number 6, Alan Johnson. Johnson is the third baseman this afternoon for the Urchins. Johnson coming in with a .333 clip on the 95 campaign. Parker checks a runner at third, comes to the plate with it, and there's a shot hit between short and third on to the left field as Cliff Pitts gathers it in. And East Union's teeing off here on Parker. They now lead by a score, I believe, 9-1 over Vardaman as they get yet another run across the plate. 9-1 your score, and that'll bring out number 14, Stephen Hazel. He's the right fielder for East Union. He walked in the third, and he had a single and stole second in the first. It's his third appearance at the plate here today. Parker goes over the first base with it, not in time. And there are 2 down. We're in the top of the 4th inning of play. East Union leads by a score of 9-1 over the homestanding Rams of Vardaman. This is the second game of the 3-game set. East Union took the opener last night 4-2. There's a foul ball down the first baseline out of play.
You know, I was wondering why Burks bunted there, Mitchell. I was just trying to figure that out, thinking Burks laid down a bunt. He's already homered and singled today. I advanced the runner, but it worked out good for East Union because Johnson come through with an RBI single.
They seem to have all the pieces that fit the jigsaw puzzle together here this afternoon. They've done it all. And they lead, as I mentioned, by a score of 9-1. Stephen Hazel at the plate. There's the delivery to him, swing and a miss. Runner aboard at first base for East Union in Alan Johnson. There's one high. Delivery to the plate. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's going to do it for the top of the 4th inning of play. Urchins still up now by a score of 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Rams to bat. We'll touch you to a station break. Stay with us.
And thank you, Mitchell. Once again, Rams looking pretty tough for them here in this inning of play. But remember our sponsors for tonight's Vardaman baseball action, and go by and thank them for their support. Ely Housing Center, Ray and Pat Ely in Houston. Go by and go through one of Ely Housing Center's homes. Let Ray Ely take you through and check out the beautiful homes. He has 95 models on the lot across from Griffin Motor Company in Houston. That's Ely Housing Center in Houston. Proud to be a sponsor of Vardaman baseball here on TV7, TV34. Tell Ray and Pat Ely that we sent you by. And we'll go by and Ray Ely sold several homes here in the county, and he'd like to sell some more, I'm sure. And you just need to go by and check out Ely Housing Center located there in Houston. Tell him you appreciate his support of the game right here on TV7, TV34. Rams in big trouble here. They're down 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning of play, according to our scoreboard here behind us. Nice crowd on hand. You might say Vardaman at home, but Mitchell, East Union has a huge following here today.
Oh, they brought the crowd out in force. There's no doubt about that. Of course, you got to consider this, too, is the 1A state playoffs. So, you know, they're going to naturally bring a big crowd with them. I'm sure there was a lot of Vardaman supporters over at East Union last night, too. But they have really done a number here on Vardaman so far here in 4 innings.
They really have. They've just outplayed them in every way. And as you said, it seems like they've had all the missing pieces for the puzzle here this afternoon. It looks like they're about to get that puzzle put together.
Leading off here in the bottom of the 4th for the Rams will be number 50, Martin Parker, coming in with an average of .355 on the campaign. He's had 1 homer to his credit. Martin Parker, in his only appearance so far here this afternoon, hit into a 4-6 double play in the 1st inning of play. This is his 2nd appearance at the plate. Going over the defense, Paul Bryan on the mound for the Urchins. Ben Burks behind the plate. Brian Cooper at first. Chad Harrod at 2nd. Chris Carr at short. Alan Johnson at 3rd. Here's a delivery to the plate. We'll go over the outfield with you momentarily. High fly ball into right center field. Hazel gathers under there and cannot come up with it as the ball leaves the park. Number 50, Martin Parker, just tattooed a home run to the opposite field there in right field, and that's the farthest part of the field at 310 to right field there. And there again, down there getting runs, but they're producing them 1 run at a time.
That's right. Nobody on base when you hit the home run, but you know you just got to pick away at the lead, do what you can. And Parker got a good fastball down the middle that time, and he drove it out of the park.
They'll bring out number 14, Brad Spencer. Spencer, the 3rd baseman this afternoon for Vardaman. Hit into a 5-3 put out in the 2nd inning of play. This is his 2nd appearance at the plate. Delivery to the plate is a call strike. Bryan finding the strike zone here at will against the Rams. No balls, 1 strike, the count on Brad Spencer. Spencer coming in and hitting .246 on the campaign as a grounder toward the 2nd baseman. Harrod fields it, goes to first base in time. 4-3 put out on the play, and there's 1 away. They bring out number 9, Cliff Pitts. Cliff Pitts, the left fielder for the Rams, coming in batting .350 on the campaign. He's had 5 homers to his credit as well. He had a single in the 2nd inning of play. This is his 2nd appearance at the plate as well. Number 9, Cliff Pitts. Bryan delivers to the plate outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Base pads are empty. If you missed it a moment or two ago, number 50, Martin Parker, just leveled the pitch across the right field fence in right center there for a solo home run. His 2nd delivery to the plate is called ball 2. That was a close one, but the umpire will not give Bryan the strike there. 2-0 the count now on number 9, Cliff Pitts. Pitts 1 for 1 so far here today. 2-0 the count, and there's a ball low and away. Got away from catcher Ben Burks for the Urchins. Back to the fence. No runners aboard, so no damage done as far as they are concerned. Brian gets behind the hitter here. The count is 3 balls, no strikes. Again, there is 1 down. Working from the bottom of the 4th as East Union leads by a score of 9-1. Delivery to the plate is a called strike on the outside corner. 9-2, excuse me, after the home run there by Parker. 9-2. 3-1 your count on the batter. Pitts. Delivery to him is low. That's a base on balls being issued there to Cliff Pitts as Brian loses a hitter via the walk. So the Rams will get a runner aboard there in Cliff Pitts, and I'll bring out number 3, Eric Easley. Easley, the second baseman for Vardaman. Coming in batting .203 on this 95 campaign. Easley struck out in his only appearance so far here this afternoon in the 2nd inning. So he'd like to put the ball in play here to get a chance to move Pitts around the base pads there, Don.
The coach called the catcher over there. I think he's unhappy with the decision to throw a curveball right there behind in the count. And so if I was a batter here, I'd look for a fastball on the first pitch.
Well, here he comes. First pitch to Eric Easley. Runner aboard at first in Pitts. Brian from the stretch comes to the plate, and there's a shot down to third baseman. Alan Johnson gloves it, goes over to second. Pulls him off the bag, not there. Now they're going to call him out. He got caught. Pitts got caught there. And second baseman Chad Harrod alertly put the tag on him there, Don. That was just a heads-up play on his part.
Heads-up play by East Union. Not a smart play there by Vardaman getting picked off after he had made it safely. And Coach Walker very, very unhappy over that play.
So there are 2 down now. That'll bring out 29, Bubba Fleming. Fleming, the catcher for Vardaman. His batting average not available at first pitch time here. We had a 4:30 start here at the Vardaman Ram facility here. We have a runner aboard at first base for Vardaman in Eric Easley. There are 2 away. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 9-2 your score. Bubba Fleming, his second appearance at the plate. And the pitch is low and away for ball 1. Fleming struck out his first time up in the 2nd inning of play. Again, he would like to put the ball in play as well, try to advance a runner here for the Rams. Got a lot of catching up to do. There's the second pitch to him, and there's a shot between second and first into right field for a base hit. Give Fleming a single into right, and that'll bring out Chris McGregor. Chris McGregor, the center fielder for Vardaman, coming in at a .254 clip for the 95 campaign. He has a runner in scoring position at second base here in Eric Easley. So a scoring opportunity here for Vardaman. Donna need to capitalize here.
Vardaman's starting to get to Paul Bryan right now. East Union may want to think about getting somebody ready because they're starting to hit the ball pretty solid on them. A home run to start the inning and now a couple of singles.
First pitch to McGregor is low and away. 1 ball, no strike your count on the batter. McGregor walked his first time up in the 3rd inning of play. He was picked off later on. There's a shot down to the shortstop. That's Chris Carr going over to second for the put out. And that'll do it for the Rams here in the bottom of the 4th inning of play. They scored a run on a home run delivered there by Martin Parker into right center to make it 9-2. And we're going to go to the top of the 5th here momentarily. And here's Bill.
Hope you're enjoying the game here today, and we're having a great time out here. Vardaman, as Mitchell said, down 9-2. They've really got to play to climb the mountain here, so to speak, to get back in this ball game. We'll cut you to station break, and we'll be back with more. Stay with us. And welcome back to your local sports connection, TV 7, TV 34. Bill Morgan along with Mitchell Johnson, Don Brooks. Vardaman trails it 9-2 to a tough East Union team here this afternoon. And Mitchell, Vardaman's going to climb the mountain here, so to speak.
Yeah, they got a long way to go here. And we're going to the top of the 5th. And here's Don Brooks for your play-by-play.
Thank you, Mitchell. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Martin Parker still on the mound for Vardaman. He struggled somewhat, but he's had several errors behind him as well. Vardaman has made, I think, 5 errors unofficially so far here tonight, so Parker has had to overcome a lot of errors. He helped himself in the bottom of the 4th with a solo home run to cut the lead to 7, 9-2. East Union has to be thinking now of trying to end this one in 5. Up 9-2 with a 10-run rule after 5 innings if they can get 3 runs here. Leading it off is Matt Hutchinson. Hutchinson is 0 for 2. Grounded out twice to the third baseman Spencer. There's a wild pitch to the screen. East Union on top 9-2, trying to move ahead in the 1A playoffs. There's a shot to left. That's down for a base hit. And into the corner, Pitts will pick it up. It'll be a stand-up double for Hutchinson. Or actually, he slides in safely. A double for Hutchinson, his first hit of the night. He came in batting 300. And that'll bring up Marshall Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, so his 600 average has dipped, and Coach Todd Walker going to the mound. That may be all for Parker. Parker's made a lot of pitches here today, Mitchell.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's been behind on the count a lot, too, so he has delivered a lot of pitches, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody warming up down the bullpen level there down the left field line, but we may see a pitching change coming in here. I believe it will be the case. Perhaps Justin Casey coming in now with the hurling duties for the Rams.
So it looks as though Casey will come in to pitch and Parker will go to first. So if you're scoring, you can make that change. And coming in to pitch will be Justin Casey. And you know, I have to agree with the decision there, Mitchell. The guy, you know, you got a young man, made a lot of pitches. He's down 9-2. East Union's hit him pretty well. He's had some tough luck as well, and you know, it's good decision there by Coach Todd Walker.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I'm surprised actually that we haven't seen it a little earlier. You know, Martin struggled early here, and he's, like you said, they've teed off on him. The score tune of 9-2, but maybe, perhaps, we can get some pitching production coming up here by first baseman Justin Casey.
So Casey getting ready. They don't give you a whole lot of time in high school ball to get that arm loose, but being a first baseman, not throwing a whole lot. Well, we got a break here, Mitchell. Let's talk a little bit about SEC baseball. We've got a good race in the SEC West and some big games this weekend. Ole Miss is at Auburn tonight, and Mississippi State is at Arkansas as they're trying to get back in the thick of the things. And what you want to do if you're an SEC team is just to be playing good when that tournament rolls around.
Yeah, that's true. That's what way in baseball is also that way in basketball too. You know, if you can hit a peak along tournament time, no matter what your record has been during the year, you can still get an NCAA bid. So, Mississippi State has really, they've struggled somewhat this year. They're green. They've had a lot of freshmen playing for them, and that's not characteristic of a Ron Polk coach team. But, you know, you can't be a winner every year and be on top every year, so maybe they'll rebound here. And they have turned the corner, like you say. Maybe they can do it to Arkansas. Hopefully they can.
Of course, Arkansas in the cellar right now in the SEC West. Auburn on top with a very impressive record and number 3 in the nation. So Ole Miss has got their hands full tonight trying to defeat the Auburn Tigers. I think we're ready now. Justin Casey is taking his warm-up tosses, and the batter is Marshall Johnson, batting 600, but that is dipped with 2 strikeouts here tonight. Casey to the belt, and the first pitch is a high, apparently, or maybe outside. Looked good from here, but ball 1 to count to Marshall Johnson. Sean Lamontague on deck. And he's been on a tear all season. There's a strike. Batting 500, and he's 3 for 3 today. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Johnson. That's Marshall Johnson. There's 2 Johnsons on the team. There's a bunt up along third. That'll roll foul. Counts 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 9-2 our score.
When we get this in, we'll have a chance. Some of the Vardaman ball players before the game, I was talking to them, they want me to mention that their selection for Manager of the Year will be Patrick Pettit.
Manager of the Year. Here's the pitch from Casey. Curveball. He swings and misses, and he's got the hat trick. Marshall Johnson has struck out 3 times here tonight. Not a feat you want to be famous for. 1 out here. And the pitch is high ball 1. You know, Mitchell, I found out some information recently, which we need to apologize to the Taylorsville folks, but their nickname is Tartars, and we called them Tartars all during the football game, and I did not know that. And so if there's any people from Taylorsville watching, we apologize.
Not too many people from Taylorsville continue seeing that far away. You know, we also had miscommunication in the booth that night about what a Tartar is. One of us said it was a magnolia, and one of us said it was a Mongolian warrior. So we'll get that straightened out before too much longer.
That's right. I'm looking forward to football season, already thinking about it. We'll have a lot of good games for you this year. Of course, a little early to be thinking about it right now, but baseball toward the end of the season, and won't be long before the August rolls around.
Of course, you missed our best game.
Calais City and Bruce. Yeah, somebody's had to work for a living.
Runner leads off second. There's a throw down to second, not in time. Hutchinson dives back safely. Casey doing a good job of holding the runner close. Lamontague digs in. Open stance. Here's the pitch. Curveball. A little bit high. That just missed. Coach Walker did not like the call there. Lamontague is singled, doubled, and singled again, and he has 3 stolen bases already. They played him straight away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Casey went up the ladder and got him to chase it. And the count is 2-1 now. Lamontague looking fastball on the 2-0 pitch. He got it, but it was not in the strike zone. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming from Casey. Curveball, little flare in the right field, could be trouble. And it's over the head of the right fielder. And Lamontague will not stop at second. He hits the bag at second and will go to third, and he's in there. RBI triple for Lamontague on a ball that should have been caught that time, Mitchell, by Spencer Hill.
Yeah, Hill misjudged that when it got over his head there. And you're talking about Lamontague there. He's had a single, a double, a single, and a triple, so all he needs is a home run out of hit for the cycle. So he's really been tattooing here this afternoon.
That's exactly right. Cycles do not come by too easily either. He's 4 for 4, and that 500 average going up as we speak. Chad Herod, the batter, he's 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored a run. Grounded to short and bunted to the pitcher, or to the first baseman. Casey delivers, and that is by the catcher, but the runner will not try to score. With a 10-2 lead, got to play it conservative, and that's what they did there. Even with the great speed of Lamontague. That was the second hit in this inning off of Casey. So Casey's struggling a little bit. Or excuse me, the first hit off of Casey.
Right.
The previous hit was off of Parker, who started the inning. Swing and a miss at a good curve that time by Casey as that one dropped. Brian Cooper is on deck for the Urchins. Here's the pitch. Low and away, a good stop that time by Fleming. Two balls and a strike, I believe, to Herod. Casey looks in, gets the sign. He's pitching from the stretch with a man on third rather than the windup. There's a line drive, base hit in the right. That'll score another run. It's 11-2. East Union, RBI single for Herod. And that's going to bring up Brian Cooper here in the top of the 5th inning of play.
Now, they're only 1 run away here. Of course, Vardaman will get a chance in the bottom of the 5th. 1 run away here from ending this thing in 5.
And moving on in the playoffs, 1A, North half. Vardaman's season would come to an end unless they can rally in this one. Of course, Calhoun City still alive in the playoffs. They're playing at Morville today against the Troopers. There's a stolen base again for Herod. And they're piling up the stolen bases here tonight. Unofficially, that's their 6th stolen base for the Urchins. So Cooper has a chance to drive in a run here with a runner at scoring position. Casey with a pickoff move to second is not in time. 1 man out here in the top of the 5th. This game about an hour and a half long so far. And a pitch from Casey. Swinging a pop-up. It's going to be behind the plate. Fleming coming over toward the dugout, and it's on top of the dugout. And out of play, 0-1 to count. On deck for the Urchins is Chris Carr.
You know, Don, you'll get a chance to track down your Texas Rangers this year with the resuming of Major League Baseball.
That's exactly right. The Rangers, of course, baseball season underway with the replacement umpires. Here's the runner going, swinging a little fly ball into right. Spencer Hill has a beat on this one and has it. Runner has to go back, and he just did get back. Now he's off the bag, but as the ball got away, he'll hold at second. 2 down now. And that'll bring up Chris Carr and score that one as a fly ball to right. Carr is 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored a run back in the 4th. (11-2). They're trying to pick up that 1 more run there, and he picked him off. He's got him hung up between second and third, and he is out. Good call by the official, or by the umpire, and that'll retire the side. So East Union picks up 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits. Nobody left as a runner is caught stealing. And we have completed 4.5 here from Vardaman. It's East Union 11 and the Rams 2. Coming up in the bottom of the 5th for the Rams will be the top of the order, Parker, Hill, and Casey.
And the Rams still have a chance here in this one. They look like they were out there for a moment, but they still have a shot at this ball game here this afternoon, and take it to 3 games. And we'll wait and see what happens here as we start the bottom, as Don said, the bottom of the 5th inning of play. Another one of our sponsors, Bruce Telephone Company on the square in Bruce, Mr. Harry Waller, Connie, Billy Young, and all the staff at Bruce Telephone Company, your home-owned and operated telephone company on the square. Proud to bring you the game here today. Be sure and go by and thank them. Bruce Telephone, proud to bring you Vardaman Ram baseball action here from the Vardaman Ram baseball field. And a nice crowd out here this afternoon on a very sunny Friday. People out enjoying great high school baseball action here today at Vardaman. And remember to go by and remember the Bruce Telephone Company and thank them for their support. 11-2. Now we're going to go back to the field where the yellow and white are on the field. And that is not the Starkville Yellow Jackets.
No, not quite. They're playing like that level of a team there, 4 or 5A team. 11-2 your score. As mentioned, we go into the bottom of the 5th inning of play. Top of the order due up for the Rams. Sean Parker will be the first batter here in the bottom of the 5th. What he's done so far tonight, in the first, he flied out to the right fielder, and in the third, he hit into a 4-3 put out. His 3rd appearance at the plate here this afternoon. Yeah. Sean Parker, again, he is the shortstop for Vardaman, coming in at an average of .228 on the year. He's had 3 homers to his credit. He has good speed, and Don, it'd be nice here to get the leadoff runner aboard for the Rams.
Right, you need base runners now, down by 9 runs. You can't expect to get them all at one time, but you got to you got the top of the order, so you need some base hits right here from Sean Parker.
Meeting of the infield there around the pitcher's mound for the Urchins. Vardaman, again, is coached by Todd Walker. They come into tonight's contest with a record of 15-9. The Urchins are coached by Chris Basil, Jody Johnson, and Kevin Jolly. First pitch to Parker. There's a shot down the second baseman, Chad Harrod. He fields it, goes to first in time. Out goes 4-3 on the putout to begin play here in the bottom of the fifth. That'll bring up number 2, Spencer Hill. Hill is the right fielder for the Rams. He singled in the first, and he had a home run there in the third. Solo shot for Vardaman. Again, 11-2 your score here. There's one away. Spencer Hill coming in with a .358 batting average. He's had 4 homers, make it 5 now on the campaign. Delivery to him is in there for a ball. Paul Bryant still working the hill this afternoon for the Urchins. 1-0 the count, nobody aboard, 1 away. The 1-0 delivery is high and away. You know, Don Bryan has thrown a lot of pitches as well, but he's tended to find the location when he had to.
He struggled at some time, but he's been able to get out of the jams with some bad base running by Vardaman and some lucky breaks like the line drive that turned into a double play.
Swing and a miss there by Spencer Hill on the previous pitch, and that ball's going to be inside. 3-1, I believe, the count on the batter. Hill looking for his 3rd hit on the evening. He's 2 for 2 so far here this afternoon. Bryant's delivery to him as a shot down to the third baseman. Cannot come up with a clean fielding play. Shortstop picks it up, tries to gun him down at first, and he got him, I believe. Great play on the part of Chris Carr with a big gun across the diamond to Brian Cooper for the 6-3 putout. And Don, he just had some steam behind that throw across the diamond there.
That's exactly right. That was a good play by the shortstop and the third baseman to knock that ball down where the shortstop, Carr, had a chance to gun him, and he did so, and 2 down, and nothing going right for Vardaman here today.
44, Justin Casey at the plate here for the Rams. He is the pitcher now. He's been moved from first to the pitcher position. He replaced Martin Parker, a moment or 2 ago. Casey with a walk and a strikeout to his credit so far to show for his efforts here this afternoon. Ball outside, first pitch delivered there to Casey. 1-0 your count. Base pads are empty. Rams trail by a score of 11-2. There's a shot into center field. It's going to drop in there for a base hit. Sean Lamontague fields it and goes to the second baseman with it. So Justin Casey's aboard with a single into center. That's his first hit on the afternoon. They'll bring up cleanup batter number 50, Martin Parker. Started off on the mound this afternoon, since has been moved to first base position. Martin Parker hit into a 4-6 double play in the first, and he had the solo homer in the fourth. 1 for 2 in the afternoon. His third appearance at the plate. Runner aboard at first in Justin Casey. Here's the delivery to Parker, not there outside. 1 ball, no striker count. Parker coming in at a .355 clip on the campaign. He's had 1 home run, 2 home runs now to his credit on the year. The 1-0 delivery. There's a shot into right field. Hazel tries to get a beat on it, and it's out of here. Number 50, Martin Parker, tattooing Brian once again, make it a double, ground rule double as the ball bounces over the fence. That'll move 2 runners into scoring position as Parker hits into the ground rule double. Brad Spencer, the third baseman, up at the plate for Vardaman with a couple of runners aboard in scoring position. Spencer coming in hitting .246. So far this afternoon, he's hit in the second, hit into a 5-3 putout. And in the fourth, hit into a 4-3 put out as well. He's 0 for 2 so far, looking for hit number 1 on the afternoon. Conference along the mound with catcher Ben Burks and Paul Bryant. About ready to get it back underway here. Again, we are in the bottom of the 5th inning of play, and the Urchins lead by a score of 11-2. First round of the 1A state playoffs. Second game of the 3-game set. East Union won it last night at East Union by a score of 4-2. And they've really had great success here at Vardaman this afternoon. Brian with the windup and the delivery. And there's a foul right back here against the screen.
So you ought to have seen Bill jump that time when that ball hit the screen, fans.
Bill, are you jumpy up here, bud?
And the sun is blinding me.
0-1 delivery coming up here by Brian. 2 runners in scoring position here for the Rams at second and third. There's a delivery to, and there's a strike call on the outside corner. Brian gets ahead of the hitter here, Brad Spencer. 0-2 is the count. There are 2 away. Rams needing to score desperately here. The 0-2 delivery. Ball is way high. Good play on the part of catcher Ben Burks to go upstairs to get the wild pitch delivered there by Paul Bryan to not allow any runners to advance as far as the Rams are concerned. 1 ball, 2 strikes now your count. Again, there are 2 down. There's one chopped foul, I believe, down there. Going to call it, what are they going to call it? Foul ball down the first base line. Runners are on the move there. Everybody coming around. But we'll have to come back and do it again. Count will stand at 1-2 with 2 away. Brian's 1-2 delivery. There's a shot into right field. Hazel giving chase there and makes a grab for out number 3. F9 on the fly out to the right fielder. And that'll do it now for 5 full innings of play. Your score 11-2 as we go into the top of the 6th. Stay with us.
And welcome back here to the Vardaman Park as the sun begins to set in the west. And we're enjoying the game here today, Bill, Don, and Mitchell. And we're excited about the game here. I don't know, maybe not as excited as the Vardaman Rams at the moment, but they trail it by 11-2 and are fighting just to keep this game going 7 innings. And we'll see if they can keep it going 7, possibly even have a miracle comeback and win this must-win situation to go to 3, Mitchell.
And Chris Carr will lead it off here. He was at bat last inning when the runner was caught stealing off a second. Casey delivers low in the dirt, ball 1. It'll be Carr, Burks, and Johnson for East Union. Here in the top of the 6th, they're trying to end this game with 11-2 lead and advance on here in the playoffs. Here's the pitch from Casey, up high, ball 2. 2-0 to the shortstop, Chris Carr, who had an excellent defensive play in the bottom of the 5th. Throwing out Spencer Hill. 2 balls and no strikes. Chris Carr. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. And that's going to be caught, 1 down by the center fielder, Chris McGregor. 1 away here in the top half of the 6th, and that'll bring up Ben Burks. Burks is 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. He has scored 2 runs, stolen a base, and has 3 RBIs on the home run. Casey winds and delivers. Curveball is over for a strike. 0-1 to count to Ben Burks. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Curveball grounded to third. Spencer gloves, crossed the diamond in time. Good play by Brad Spencer that time. And there are 2 down here in the top half of the 6th. Score at 5-3. And that'll bring up Alan Johnson. Johnson is 2 for 3. He's been on base every time he reached on an error. Also back in the 3rd. And there's a 55-footer. Ball 1 to Alan Johnson. East Union got 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. So they've scored every inning. Casey trying to shut them down for the first time. Ball 2 in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. Vardaman got a run in the 3rd and a run in the 4th. And that's where we are right now, top of the 6th, 11-2, East Union.
I might point out, too, that those 2 runs you're talking about came from 2 solo home run shots. And as we mentioned earlier, too bad they didn't have a man on scoring position on the base pads.
There's a ground ball to second, and easily throws him out. 2 down. Oh, I know he's safe. They caught him safe.
Late throw.
Throw was late. I looked down to see who had the play that time, and good speed. I guess you had to give him a hit there.
Well, Eric Easley had to go deep in the hole to make the grab, put the good glove on the bounding ball. He made the throw over to Martin Parker, but it was not in time. Good speed, as you mentioned.
And that's going to bring up Stephen Hazel. That's the 3rd hit off of Casey. After coming in back in the 5th. Pitch is in the dirt. The runner goes. And a throw down to second is in time. He got him. Good throw that time by the catcher, Fleming, who hesitated a little bit but still got the runner. And so 3 up and 3 down after the runner is thrown out trying to steal. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th. We're going to go the distance here today. Time for Vardaman to get those bats going. Down 11-2. And let's go to Bill now for a look at some more of our sponsors.
Yes, and we appreciate our sponsors here today for the Vardaman Ram baseball action. Step Saver Pharmacy, Andy Stepp and staff, your new pharmacy store there in town across from City Hall. Be sure and go by and see Step Saver. Thank them for their support of the action here tonight from the Vardaman baseball field. Step Saver Pharmacy, located North Newburger Street in Bruce. Go by and thank Andy Stepp. He has computerized prescription records, a brand new facility, very nice gift greeting cards, and more. All at Step Saver Pharmacy there in Bruce. Dr. Bruce Longest, also proud to be a part of our local sports here. Dr. Bruce Longest, the Family Medical Clinic. He also has a new facility there on the square where the old hospital was. Be sure and go by and thank Dr. Bruce Longest for his support and sponsorship in these games here on TV7, TV 34. Vardaman Rams trail at 11-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning of play. And this one's going to go a full 7, as Don said. And we're looking forward to seeing what Vardaman can do here. And once again, they're still climbing uphill, but hoping their steam don't run out. We'll see what they can do if they can get back into it all at this point in the ball game. Now we'll take you back down.
And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Vardaman needs some runs, down 11-2. And they will lead off with Cliff Pitts, followed by Eric Easley and Bubba Fleming here in the bottom half of the 6th. They've gotten to Bryan somewhat in the last few innings, but haven't been able to put any runs across, despite having base runners. He had 2 hits in the last inning, but did not score any runs. And here's the opening pitch, and is low ball 1 to number 19, Cliff Pitts. Pitts is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Was caught stealing back in the 4th. Well, that's Martin White in the game now. He's pinch hitting. So White is pinch hitting for Pitts. And he lines a base hit in the center. So a good job there by White with a leadoff base hit. And that will bring up Eric Easley. So the leadoff man's aboard. That's what you want if you're a Vardaman fan. Down by 9, they need to get some base runners in order to get them across. And here's Eric Easley. And you have to wonder how long they're going to stay with Brian. He may be running out of gas on a hot day here in the 6th inning. So Easley digs in. He's 0 for 2. Struck out, reached on an error, and was stranded. There's a pitch outside, ball 1. Easley batting .203 on the year. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Bubba Fleming is on deck for the Rams. White leads off first. And Brian delivers, swinging a foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Had a good cut at that one. Just a little bit under it.
Like some of our golf shots. Under the over.
1 ball and 1 strike. Brian delivers. Curveball is down low. No, a strike at the knees. 1 and 2 the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Eric Easley. That's high for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. East Union playing him straight away and deep in the outfield. Brian looks in, gets the sign. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Struck him out on the inside pitch, down and in. And Easley goes down. Second time he has struck out today, and that is the 4th strikeout on the day for Brian. That'll bring up Bubba Fleming. Fleming struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Brian looks in, gets the sign. Runner is being held on with a 9-run lead at first. Pitch outside, ball 1. Fleming, the catcher here tonight. He's a big guy. And the pitch, up and in for ball 2, 2-0. Fleming should get a good hit, good pitch to hit right here. 2 balls and no strikes. Brian's ready. The 2-0 deliveries. Ball 3, 3-0. On deck for Vardaman is Chris McGregor, the center fielder. .3-0 pitch. Strike right down the middle. Fleming was taken all the way as he should have been, and it's 3-1 now. And I'm sure he'll have the green light if the pitch is to his liking here. See if the runner goes on the 3-1 pitch. Does not. Pitch is low, ball 4. That one was close, but a little bit low, and that's ball 4. Fleming is aboard for the 2nd straight time. And runners are at 1st and 2nd now for the Rams, and Chris McGregor, the batter. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Grounded to short. Brian struggling somewhat now, but so far the coach has stayed with his starting pitcher. With a big lead, you can afford to do that. There's a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. A good block there by the catcher, Ben Burks. One ball and no strikes, the count to McGregor, the center fielder for Vardaman. There's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit off the glove of the pitcher, and the runner will hold at 3rd as Lamonagu with a good shot on in the infield. And the bases are jammed now. with Rams. Second hit of the inning. And here's Sean Parker, who is due. He's 0 for 3. He out of that leadoff spot, batting .228 on the year. Infield is back. They're going to give up the run for a chance at the double play. Parker has flied to right and grounded to second twice. Here's the pitch from Brian. Curveball is in for a strike. You know, Mitchell, you and I talked during the break about how high school pitchers have gone to a curveball a lot more now than they used to.
No, you see it all the time now, you know, and I worry about the wear and tear on the elbow with that curveball too. You know, there's a lot of stress flexing that elbow on that particular pitch. You see it a lot now, more than you used to.
That pitch was outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Parker. Spencer Hill is on deck. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Parker. Parker needs to put it in play right here with the bases loaded. Shorten his swing and just try to punch it through the hole. 2 strikes the count. 1 ball. Brian looks in, gets the sign, the windup, the pitch. And a fly ball to right. That should get a run home. Right fielder makes the catch, runner tags, coming to the plate. Here's the throw, and it's cut off. Run will score. It's 11-3 Rams. And why he cut it off, I have no idea there, Mitchell.
It might have been a close play at the plate. I'm not sure. I don't know if the pitcher was aware of how far down the baseline the runner was at third for Vardaman. But in any event, we do get another run across. We need several more here.
So that'll go down for a sacrifice fly for Parker and an RBI. Coming in to score was White. Moving to third was Bubba Fleming. So runners at the corners with 2 down now, and Spencer Hill, the batter. Hill's had a good night, 2 for 3 with a single and a home run. Then he was robbed of a hit on a diving play by the third baseman, and the shortstop picked it up and threw him out. As a pitch high, runner goes, throw down to second is in time for the out. And questionable base running right there, down by 8 runs and trying to steal. And so McGregor is thrown out. 2-2 sits, and that'll retire the Vardaman Rams in the bottom of the 6th. We head to the 7th with the score, East Union 11, Vardaman 3. Let's cut you to a station break now, hear from some more of our sponsors. Stay tuned for more action here from Vardaman Field.
And back to your local sports connection, TV7, TV34, as the sun continues to set in the west. We're excited about being here this afternoon, and the Vardaman Rams now 11-3. They try to climb back into it slowly, and it has been a very, very slow pace for the Vardaman Rams. East Union looking good here as we start at the top of the 7th, Don.
Thank you there, Bill. And now back to Mitchell for the play-by-play here in the top of the 7th.
Due up for the Urchins will be number 14, Stephen Hazel, is the right fielder this afternoon for East Union. So far here today, Stephen has had a single in the first. He walked in the third, and he struck out in the 4th. So, back at a pinch hitter. There you go. Left-handed batter here for East Union. 11-3. 4. Here's the first pitch to him, and it's down low for a ball. Number 20 at the plate for East Union, and that's Ben Johnson, the center fielder, DH. He's hitting .270 on the campaign. Second delivery to him is up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on the batter, Ben Johnson. Again, he is DHing for Stephen Hazel, the right fielder for the Urchins. 3 straight balls being delivered there by Casey on the hill for the Rams. Casey replaced Martin Parker. Earlier, Parton started this afternoon on the hill for Vardaman. Was replaced by Casey. There's a ball outside for ball 4. Ben Johnson is awarded first base via the walk. That should bring up Matt Hutchinson. A little shake up here in the order. Another pinch hitter coming in here for the Urchins, taking the place of Matt Hutchinson. Ben Johnson at first for East Union. Casey's first delivery to him is a swing and a miss foul ball. That might got apart Nick there, the catcher, Bubba Fleming for Vardaman. He's on his feet now, so maybe he's okay.
Not an easy job, Eric Mitchell, being a catcher, especially in high school, because you see a lot more pitches in the dirt and stuff than you do with professional baseball.
There's no doubt about it. Coach Todd Walker on to check out Bubba Fleming, see how he's doing there. Maybe he's going to make it.
I know I caught one game in my high school career, and when I got home that night, I had to wash my hair about 3 times to get all the sand out of it.
Here's a delivery to him, and it's up and away for a ball. Again, we are in the top of the 7th inning of play. Your score, East Union 11, Vardaman 3. Pinch hitter in now for Matt Hutchinson. Runner aboard at first base for the Urchins. There's nobody out. Casey's delivery to the plate. There's one hit on the ground towards second. Easily fields it. Goes to first in time for it. For 1 out. Score at 4-3 on the put out. Easily to Martin Parker. And that'll bring out number 9 here. Let's see. That's going to be the pitcher, Paul Bryan, for the Urchins. He's going to get to go to the plate tonight for the his first appearance at the plate, I might add. Runner in scoring position at second base for the Urchins. There's 1 out. Awaiting Casey's delivery to the plate, and here it comes. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Pass ball going to the screen. Catcher Bubba Fleming having a hard time finding the loose ball there as it rolls through the screen. Runner cruises on down to third base. So now the Urchins have a runner at third with 1 down. Again, this is Paul Bryan at the plate, the pitcher this afternoon for the Urchins. Giving you some figures on him. He comes in with a batting average of .205 in the 95 campaign. 2 or 3 points higher than Michael Jordan's all-time batting average. Is that right, Don?
That's right. 3 points higher than Michael Jordan's lifetime average with the White Sox chain.
Here's Casey's delivery. Going to go to third with it. Try to hold the runner close over there. Going over to Brad Spencer.
You know, I did notice Jordan came back, Mitchell. His average had been 26.9 a game. Not bad just to be coming back in, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Baseball's different than baseball's different than basketball. There's no doubt. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball didn't break quite enough on the inside corner. Casey comes to the plate with it. Inside, not there. Bounces one up there. Fleming wanted to go down to third with it. Decided not to do so. 3-1 your count. 3 balls, 1 strike. The count on the pitcher, Paul Bryan. Again, this is Bryan's first appearance on the plate here this afternoon. He is usually replaced at the plate by the designated hitter, Marshall Johnson, for the Urchins.
We got a pitcher down in the bullpen warming up for East Union. I don't know if they're going to go to the bullpen in the bottom of the 7th or not, but we do have a pitcher warming up to possibly relieve Bryan.
Here's a delivery to the plate, and it's in there for a ball 4. As Casey loses Paul Bryan via the walk. Now the Urchins have runners at the corners, first and third, with 1 away. It should bring out the top of the lineup here for East Union. Umpire having a word there with someone in the Ram dugout. I'm not sure what that's all about. We have another pinch hitter coming up here. Some second-string players getting a little playing time here, Don.
Right. East Union pretty confident that they have this one in the bag, so they're going to let a lot of guys get to play here in this game because you don't know if they will further in the playoffs.
First pitch to him is outside, delivered there by Casey. 1-0 the count.
You know, when you take Lamontague out, who's 4 for 4, and a pinch hit for him, you're pretty confident that you got the game wrapped up.
There's no doubt about that. 1 ball, no strike, the count on the batter. Runners at the corners. Pitch to the plate. There's a high fly ball in the left field. Cliff Pitts gets a beat on it there in left. Makes the grab, and the runner tags at third, coming on in to score. No play at the plate. Make it 12-3 ball game now. Again, we are in the top of the 7th inning of play. East Union all over the homestanding Vardaman Rams. This is the second game of the 3-game set. East Union took the one last night by a score 4-2. And this is the first round of the single-A state playoffs, high school baseball. Runner still aboard at first base here for the Urchins. Throw over there is not in time.
You know, you wonder where all these southpaws came from off the bench. There's 3 left-handers that they've had in this inning bat. None of them in the starting lineup, even though a right-hander was pitching for Vardaman.
That's exactly right. They came out from under the woodwork here, the southpaws, as you mentioned. Here's a pitch to the plate. There's a foul back here against the screen.
Of course, not everybody agrees with the Donnie Kessinger laws of lefty versus righty. You know, I think that's a bunch of hogwash myself, but, you know, if you're a good hitter, you can hit them either way.
Kessinger turning things around for the Rebels this year.
That's exactly right. He's done a good job turning it around. Of course, he's got a veteran ball club, too. And I'm anxious to see what they're going to do here in the last few weeks.
There's a ball delivered to the plate. 1-1 is your count. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter. And this is another pinch hitter coming in for East Union, taking some of these starters' places, taking Chad Harrod's place, who was his second baseman for the Urchins. Time out on the field. Pitcher Justin Casey wants to umpire to wipe the plate off a little bit. Maybe that's what the problem has been able to see the plate there. No.
Could be. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. There's a strike call. 1 ball, 2 strikes now be the count on the hitter. There's 1 down here in the top of the 7th. 12-3 your score. Casey brings it to the plate. Breaking ball is in the dirt, not there. They're leaving up the count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'd like to have some stats to give you as far as this batter's history in this particular game is concerned, but seeing as this is his first appearance at the plate, we don't have such. Runner aboard at first for the Urchins. There's a delivery to the plate, and it's low and away, and the runner's going to cruise on down to second base on the pass ball there. Fleming not being able to get a handle on the pitch in the dirt. We've seen that all afternoon here, Don.
Vardaman, this is one game that they're going to probably want to forget. They've had a lot of errors, a lot of bad base running, pass balls. You know, it's just not been a good day for Ram baseball.
Runner now in scoring position for the Urchins at second base. Casey eyes the runner at second. Now he comes to the plate with it. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Second out in the inning. Due up for the Urchins is Ben Cooper. I'd be willing to bet they're going to have another pinch hitter here. Make that the 3rd out on the inning. That's 3 of them. So that'll do it for the top half of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Your score, East Union 12, Vardaman 3. This is do or die here for the Rams. Their last time at bat, possibly for the 95 season. And, Don, it would be nice to be able to put some runners aboard and maybe hit a couple of those home runs like we've seen hit so far here tonight.
That's right. Down 12-3. They need 10 runs to win this game, or 9 to keep it going. And they've gotten to Bryan somewhat here in the last few innings, but they're going to play smart baseball and just take it 1 base at a time, get some good line drive base hits.
Calvin Apparel Incorporated, proud to be a sponsor here today. We'd like to thank them for being one of our sponsors for Vardaman baseball action. Mr. Bobby Steele and all the staff at Calvin Apparel in Calhoun City. Steel manufactured in Water Valley. And also he has a plant in Kill, Michael. That's Callan Apparel Incorporated, proud to be a sponsor today of Vardaman Ram baseball action. 12-3, and it's been a mountain climb here for the Rams all afternoon, and they're having a tough time here with these young guys in the yellow jerseys. Remember, all of our sponsors, go by and thank them for their support of the game here today on your local Sports Connection. The Rams will have one more shot at it. As Mitchell said, could be the last swings of the bat for the 95 season for the Vardaman Rams. They'll have to get a victory here to continue to play baseball, and I tell you, East Union fans pretty confident this one is in the bag here this afternoon, and we've enjoyed this game, and we hope Calhoun City will bring home a victory and be able to advance the second round in their division. So it looks like we may be following the Wildcats from here on out, the rest of the playoff action here in 95 baseball, but we're enjoying all of it here today, and beautiful sunshine, nice crowd on hand here for the ball game, as Vardaman is set to take it at bat. And I understand we're going to play some, I understand going to be a little golf going on in the morning. It's a little bit before 8 a.m. That's some serious golfers to start playing at 8 o'clock on Saturday.
Well, you get to tee time when you can, you know, these popular courses. Well, Don and I will be over at Ole Miss at the golf range out there, doing it at about 7:57, I believe he said, at tee time out there. So any fans want to join us, you won't see this until after we've already started, though. So, you know, that will be the case.
Should we have a camera out for this action?
No. We go to the bottom of the 7th here for the Rams. They trail by a score of 12-3. Do or die for Vardaman. This could be their last 3 of the season. The winner advances on in the single-A state playoffs here, and the loser goes home for the year. Due up for the Rams will be Spencer Hill, Justin Casey, Martin Parker. If anybody reaches, Brad Spencer.
You know, speaking of golf, a friend of mine from Oxford, Mitchell, had a chance to go to Florida during spring break, and he played golf at one of the courses, and right behind him was Emmett Smith and Roy Jones, the boxer, right behind him playing.
Oh, man. Again, this is Spencer Hill. He's the right fielder this afternoon for the Rams. Takes a strike across the plate, delivered there by Paul Bryan. Spencer Hill coming in with a .358 batting average with 4 homers to his credit. So far here this afternoon, he's had a single, a home run, and hit into a 6-3 putout. He's 2 for 3, 4th appearance at the plate. That'll even up the count now, 1 ball, 1 strike on Hill. Here's our leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th. There's a second straight ball pitched to him. 2-1 will be the count now. 2 balls, 1 strike on Hill. Paul Bryan, the hurler for the Urchins, has gone the distance here this afternoon. He's been there every inning and been very effective, I might add. Bryan delivers. There's a high fly ball coming back here. Foul out of play. That will even the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's nobody out. We're going to take a quick break with you. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Delivered outside by Paul Bryan. So Bryan loses the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 7th for the Rams. Spencer Hill trots down to first base via the walk. And that'll bring out 44 Justin Casey, the pitcher now for Vardaman. He started off originally as a first baseman this afternoon, and he replaced Martin Parker on the hill. He walked in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, and he singled and scored in the 5th. He's 1 for 1 hit this afternoon. There's a shot foul down the 3rd base line. No balls, 1 strike will be the count on Justin Casey. Casey comes in with a .298 batting average on the 95 campaign. He's had 4 home runs to his credit so far this year. 0-1 the count with a runner aboard at first in Spencer Hill for the Rams. 12-3 your score, bottom of the 7th. There's a delivery to the plate and is high. That'll even things up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Don, this would be the miracle comeback of all time if the Rams can come back and score a bunch of runs here in the bottom of the 7th.
That's exactly right. We'll see what they can do here, and they've got the leadoff man aboard, so a good chance.
Casey awaits pitch number 3, and there it is. And there's a shot down to between 1st and 2nd in the gap for a base hit. Spencer Hill stays at second base there, getting 1 base at a time, but they are producing hits, however. Credit Justin Casey with a single in the gap. That'll bring up number 50, Martin Parker. Parker, the first baseman now for the Rams. He hit into a 4-6 double play in the 1st. He had a solo home run in the 4th, and I believe he had maybe a double in the 5th. He's 2 for 3 so far. His 4th appearance at the plate here this afternoon. Martin Parker with 2 runners aboard, man in scoring position at second base, and Spencer Hill. Parker waits the pitch, and it's in the dirt, not there. Number 50, Martin Parker, coming in, hitting .355 on the campaign with 2 home runs to his credit. Second pitch to him. There's a high fly ball into right field. Hazel gets under it, camps under it, makes the grab. Base runner tagging up, going to third base is Spencer Hill. Has a throw into third, and it's cut off there by Alan Johnson. Martin Parker, F9 on the put-out if we keep his score at home. That'll bring out number 14, Brad Spencer. Spencer is a third baseman today for Vardaman, hitting .246 on the campaign with no home runs. So far here today, he has hit into a 5-3 put-out in the second, 4-3 put-out in the fourth, and he flied out to the right fielder in the fifth. He's 0 for 3, so he's due. Again, this is number 14, Brad Spencer. Runners at the corners for the Rams, first and third. 1 away. Here's the pitch to the plate. There's a lazy fly ball, infield fly. Shortstop takes care of it there. Chris Carr for out number 2. F6 here, keeping the score at home. Brad Spencer flies out to the shortstop. That'll bring out number 9, Cliff Pitts. Pitts, the left fielder for the Rams. So far here today, hit a single in the second. He walked in the fourth, and he singled in the sixth. Check that, make that White. Number 19, Martin White, designated hitter, taking Cliff Pitts' place at the plate. Martin White had the single in the sixth, I might add, instead of Pitts, as a designated hitter for Vardaman. There are 2 away, so East Union is 1 out away from advancing on in this single-A state playoff system here. They lead Vardaman by a score of 12-3. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Rams have runners on the base pads in the corners, first and third with 2 down. Martin White at the dish for the Vardaman. Waiting the pitch from Paul Bryant. Here he comes, and there's a shot down toward first base. He flags it down, first baseman. There's no play there as Vardaman scores a run here. Give White the base hit. No, that's going to be out there, recorded. I believe he might have got the out at first. Is that correct, Don?
I guess so. I wasn't looking. I thought that he had reached, but evidently not. It wasn't out.
So that's going to wrap things up here. Final score is going to be 12-3. We're going to have a total rundown on some statistics for you with Don Brooks here. Vardaman Rams end their season on a losing note here at Ram Field in Vardaman to East Union.
And there goes the ball game for you, 12-3. As Mitchell said, the Rams will end it here at home against East Union, and East Union 2 straight games over the Vardaman Rams to eliminate the third game. 12-3, Vardaman loses here today. We congratulate Coach Todd Walker and his staff for making the playoffs and coming as far as they have. Once again, our sponsors, the Calhoun City Telephone Company, Southern Agri-Tire in Vardaman and Calhoun City, Ely Housing Center in Houston, Bruce Telephone Company located in Bruce, Step Saver Pharmacy in Bruce, Dr. Bruce Longest at Family Medical Clinic in Bruce, and also Calhoun Apparel Incorporated right here at Key Industry in Calhoun City. Bobby Steele and staff, congratulations to Coach Todd Walker and the Vardaman Rams on the season they've had, and they ended here losing 12-3 to East Union. We'll take a quick timeout, be back with final rundown. Stay with us. And welcome back. Our final score, 12-3. The Rams losing today over here at Vardaman against East Union, and the Rams finish their season right here. We once again want to say congratulations to Coach Todd Walker for what he's done with his team this year. And Mitchell, you know, Vardaman just didn't get the breaks here today, and they had some of the plays were kind of sloppy, but East Union just very aggressive. East Union did a great job at the bat and had a lot of speed and just a total combination. They put the puzzle together, 12-3. They finish off Vardaman.
Yeah, they had everything going for them today. They were hitting the ball well, putting the ball in play. They had aggressive base running on the base pads. They got a lot of good pitching from their starting hurler there, Paul Bryan. And, they put all the pieces together. Vardaman's going to end their season at 15-10, so they do end the campaign with a winning record anyway. And we're going to have some a total game wrap-up here as far as statistics are concerned from Don Brooks.
Thank you, Mitchell. And as Bill said, the final score 12-3. Vardaman ends their season with a record of 15-10. East Union will advance on in the playoffs for the 1A division. First of all, for East Union, Sean Lamontague had the best game of anybody today with 4 for 4. He had 2 singles, a double, and a triple. Chad Harrod was 1 for 4. Brian Cooper 1 for 4. Chris Carr 0 for 4. Ben Burks was 2 for 4, including a home run. Alan Johnson was 2 for 3. Stephen Hazel 0 for 2. Matt Hutchinson was 1 for 3, and Marshall Johnson 0 for 3. Paul Bryan picked up the win for East Union. The losing pitcher for Vardaman was Martin Parker. For the Rams today, Sean Parker was 0 for 3, had 1 RBI. Spencer Hill was 2 for 3 with a run scored, 1 RBI, including a home run back in the 3rd inning. Justin Casey was 2 for 3, no runs scored, no RBIs. Martin Parker also had a solo home run as he went 2 for 4. Brad Spencer was 0 for 4 on the night. Cliff Pitts was 1 for 2. Martin White as a pinch hitter was 1 for 2. Eric Easley was 0 for 3 on the day. And Bubba Fleming 1 for 2. Chris McGregor was also 1 for 2. So Vardaman had a total of 10 hits on the game, and East Union comes up with a total of 11 hits. So not a lot more hits there for East Union, but they come through with a lot more runs, and it was due to a lot of errors by Vardaman. I think he had 6 errors on the night, and East Union took advantage of those mistakes and were able to come away with the victory and a 2-game sweep of the Vardaman Rams.
That's exactly right, and one thing I'd like to point out here, too, is East Union got their hits at the right time. They got their hits with men on the base pads, most of the time in scoring position at second or third. They capitalized on every mistake Vardaman made, and they really, really had an outstanding showing here this afternoon. Congratulations go out to the East Union Urchins.
That's exactly right, and nothing to be ashamed of for Coach Todd Walker, carrying his team to the playoffs again this year, as he did last year, losing here to Manatee, I believe it was last year. But they keep it alive and end up with a 15-10 record. Of course, we want to wish the Calhoun City Wildcats good luck. We do not have a final on tonight's game, but hopefully if they can pull it off and defeat Morville, they'll move on in the 2A playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. The Wildcats went to Morville with that 1-game lead, and maybe they come out with a win here. I don't know if they played this afternoon or they're going to play tonight. I'm not sure at any event. Maybe they can win it in 2 now to play that 3rd game of the 3-game series and get by without having to play an extra game. That means a lot during the playoff time if you can get by without having to play all 3 games every time. Give your players a little bit of rest, too.
Okay, well, that's going to about do it here from Vardaman Field. East Union a winner 12-3 after winning last night 4-2. So they sweep the Vardaman Rams and advance on. For Bill Morgan, Mitchell Johnson, I'm Don Brooks. We'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll see the Calhoun City Wildcats in some more playoff action. If not, I guess we'll see you in football season, Mitchell.
We'll see you one way or another, that's for sure.
Okay. See you next time.